We come to our last case study presentation, and for this we go south down to Colombia, and I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Andrés Saenz. He's the Executive Director of CENIFLORES, is the Research and Innovation Center for Floriculture in Colombia. It's also known as the technical arm of ASOCOFLORES, the Colombian Flower Exporters Association, which is our member in Colombia. So I'm very pleased to have Colombia represented, and we pass over to your presentation now, please.
Good morning or afternoon, depending where you are in the world. I would like to thank to AIPH for inviting me to give my overview of the importance of plant health in the world trade of plants. My name is Andrés Saenz. I am a biologist and a microbiologist with a master in science in plant pathology, and I am the director of CENIFLORES. CENIFLORES is the research and innovation center for the Colombian floriculture fresh cut flower industry. We drive the research for plant health, growing systems, post-harvest, logistics, marketing, and everything it needs to be done in order for our industry to work and develop. The fresh cut flower industry in the world. First, I want to show a little bit of numbers of where we are in our industry. Worldwide, we have an industry, the total fresh cut flower market of $9.3 billion industry, being Holland the country that acts as the major part of it, producing and exporting. But Colombia is second. We have 16% of this market of exporting fresh cut flowers around the world. Behind us, Ecuador, Kenya, Ethiopia, and other countries are back there. However, it's a very, very interesting industry, and it's been developing and growing ever since it started more or less 50 years ago in our country. And of course, the pandemic has also bring us more and more sales, because flowers, as you can see them, they bring joy, they bring hope, and it's a way to make our closed spaces, like here in my home office, a better place to be. Who are the importers in the world? So the United States of America is the country that most imports fresh cut flowers around the world. Afterwards, it comes Holland, Germany, United Kingdom, France, and of course, other countries. Remember that this industry is more than $9.3 billion industry. So it's very interesting, where are the flowers going to which countries mainly. The Colombian fresh cut flower industry, by production in areas. Here's our country, this is our flag, and we are growing flowers, fresh cut flowers, mainly in three main states. We call them Cundinamarca, we call them Antioquia, and we call them others. In Cundinamarca, we are growing 66% of our export. In Antioquia, the 33%, and in other parts of our country, little more than 1%. But it's important to note that we are producing more than 1,400 flower varieties, and that we are growing fresh cut flowers in approximately 7,700 hectares of production. What do we produce? Roses is the main flower that we produce, with the 23%. Carnations, chrysanthemums, arthromeria, hydrangea, lilies, and others. In our participation in the worldwide fresh cut flower industry is around $1.4 billion industry. Of those $1.4 billion industry, we export 95% via air freight and 5% via sea freight. This last one growing very, very fastly and very, very interestingly. How the development of shipping flowers around the world by sea is going to be a major change in our industry for the next couple of years. Something to note as well is that 44% of others belongs to the bouquets. Bouquets are flower bunches that have more than one species and of course many varieties of the flowers within the bunch. This is an innovation that Colombia developed around 15 years ago and make our customers very happy, because what we talk about when we are talking about bouquets, it's about the convenience of buying in the supermarket already a very nice bouquet, put it in your vase, and voila, you have everything. You don't have to do anything more. In this case, I just have my vase with only white and beautiful astromerias. Where do our Colombian flowers go mainly? And our major market is the United States, with 80% of our sales. But after the United States, and this is very changing within years, we have Japan, United Kingdom, Canada, Holland, Spain, Russia, Australia, very important growing market. Because in the end, we are arriving to more than 100 countries around the world. And it's important because 80% of our national air cargo exports are flowers. So let's say that our cargo airport here in Bogota, where I am located, or in Medellin, in Rio Negro, in Antioquia, those cargo airports are basically developed for shipping flowers around the world. Something interesting about our industry is the seasonality. This is just an example of how the Miami airport fresh cut flower imports develop within a whole year. Here we see the green line 2020, the orange 2019, and the blue one 2018. It's more or less the same scheme throughout the years. And what we want to note here is that our industry has two major festivities, how we call them, that are crucial for our industry, and that's Valentine's Day season and Mother's Day season. Both of them in the first period of the year, where, as you can see in the graph, the logistics, the production, and all of the processes that need to be in place in order for us to producing and shipping flowers around the world, and in this case, the United States, triples or sometimes multiplies by 4 towards the rest of the year. This brings a lot of issues, like in the plant health or the pests and diseases that we have to deal with. I'm going to explain a little bit further. Only during 2020, 5.6 billion stems were exported around the world from Colombia. It's something that we as Colombians, we feel very proud of. And we hope more and more people around the world start and continue to buy fresh cut flowers to have beautiful and spectacular varieties and inspiring experiences in their homes. Getting into the matter of the causal agents for major phytopathological problems. First of all, we have our biggest headache, thrips, Franklinella occidentalis, Franklinella panamensis, or thrips palmi. are the main three species of thrips that causes us big and huge problems. This insect is a polyphagous insect, polyphagous plague, that generate aesthetic problems in our flowers. They are considered as quarantine pests in most of the countries due to their availability or their possibility to be vectors for viruses within their tracks. Very, very important economical pest in our country and in our industry. Second of all, we have Noctuidae moths, or the Copitarsia species. This pest is very interesting because it gets into the post-harvest rooms at night. They are attracted to light and they lay eggs within the flowers or within the boxes that we are going to ship. And afterwards, they create a big problem when the box full of flowers is arriving into the destination country. Most of the interceptions that we are seeing mainly is larvae, and it's because the mother moth lays the eggs on the boxes, and when it arrives in the country, already the larvae is eating the flowers within the box. Very, very important and quarantine pest in other countries. Third are the mites. They produce this spider web that you can see in the picture that limit photosynthesis of our flowers, also creating huge problems in our industry, and is considered quarantine pests, not in all of the countries, because this is a pest that is cosmopolitan, so it means it lives around the world mainly, but in some areas of the world, in some countries of destination of our flowers, they are considered as quarantine pests. It costs us a lot of money to get rid of this pest and control this pest. And the leaf miner, aesthetic problems, also creating big, huge economical problems in our industry, and also a quarantine pest in many countries. And talking about fungal diseases, we have chrysanthemum white rust, Buccinia oriana, which is the fungal disease that makes us the world or life very difficult in our daily basis. It is considered as quarantine pest in the United States, where our biggest market is located. We work very hard with AIPH, the United States NPPO, to control and to eradicate this pest. Plant health in our industry, to wrap it up. This is basically some of our crops. This is a hydrangea crop. As you can see, we are in the fields. We are growing our plants in very open spaces. This case is hydrangea, but roses, chrysanthemums, astromeria are grown under greenhouse, plastic greenhouse around Colombia. So we produce, then we cut, and then we bring to the post-harvest room to pack those flowers and make them beautiful for the clients to have them right away in their vases. We pack them. Here we, of course, take into account that we need to check for pests and diseases. This is the last minute call, let's call it like that, in order to take away all those pests and diseases that might be available to the site. Then we get to the airport or to the harbor, and then our NPPO will do inspection. So they will just take a sample from the shipping or shipment, and will look if we are sending insects or pests and diseases instead of beautiful flowers. And then off they go to the transport. But from here on, we don't see the beautiful or the beautiness of our industry. We just see boxes. Then they arrive into the countries that are our clients, and they are distributed along supermarkets or florists or wholesalers that are our three main type of customers. We take plant health very seriously. Colombian fresh cut flower industry complies with all the regulations of each destination. Remember, more than 100 destinations. And of course, they might vary between one and another. Some regulations are tougher than others. For example, Australia versus the United States. Australia because of its characteristics of island. So they take very, very serious their plant health and their agricultural safety of the country. So we really have to comply with very high standards. Another topic is that we live in the tropics. We do not have seasons. All year long, we can grow, we can sow, and we can harvest. Making it paradise? Maybe, yes. But of course, it's paradise for the pests and diseases because there's no block in biological cycles. We need to fight, as many of the growers in the world, we need to fight against coevolution that has been there for millions of years of plants and insects, plants and fungal diseases co-evoluting together for a purpose. Something that we are not very happy of is that we lack of a lot of biological strategies, not because we don't want to use them, but because there's not enough local production. And the regulation of our MPPO is that we are not allowed to import predatory mites or parasitoids in order to control our pests and diseases. Yes, we have to accept it. We do have interceptions. We do have events of pests and diseases arriving in other countries, and we take it very seriously. Unfortunately, we have a rather limited NPPO in capacity, in capability. So CENIFLORES, our center, our research and innovation center, acts like the voluntary phytosanitary agency. What we do, what we train, we encourage our growers to keep it up with the high standards. And we have Flor Verde Sustainable Flowers. It's a certification scheme where we can certify growers using all the sustainable aspects of their business in the economical, in the social, and in the environmental sustainability pillars. What's the future? We need to achieve more innovation, and for that we need more access to plant material. Phytosanitary requirements have to be met, of course, but Colombia lacks of agility in establishing those phytosanitary requirements for the import of new plant material, new plant varieties, new plant species, in order for us to grow new and innovative flowers to keep it up with showing or having inspiring experiences in our houses around the world. Always that we go into meetings like this, thank you for inviting us, clients, flower consumers are asking for more innovation, for new things, for more colors, for more shapes. So we need to have access to plant material. We need to be, we need to encourage to meet those requirements, those phytosanitary requirements, to be able to import flowers or plant material into our country. More and more flowers are being consumed during the pandemic because they bring joy and they bring hope. Horticultural production will grow in the tropics, but we need the tools. We are very keen on phytosanitary aspects in our plant health, but we really need biological strategies and new and healthy, plant material for our industry. Hopefully, we can have an open discussion in the following Q&A and see if our sector can bring some ideas to other growing horticultural sectors around the world. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in a next opportunity.